Hi, I'm Hugo Ibarra. I'm originally from Mexico and we've been coming to Bethel for about 3 years. I'm currently working as an assistant principal here in Tyler at Ramey Elementary.
And I'm Amanda Ibarra, and I'm originally from Marshall, Texas. I'm a third grade teacher at Douglas Elementary. I've always been interested in missions, especially Hispanic missions, and was actually a little bit disappointed when I found myself in a job as a teacher and not across the ocean somewhere. But God showed me through teaching actually that my ministry was right there in front of me when I began taking a few of my former students to Bethel to be a part of the youth and children's programs there.
Well, basically, after Amanda started, building relationships with some of her former students and their families, we start to see them more often during the week, during the weekends, and finally, at some point, we decided to take some of this. We asked them if they wanted to come to church with us, and they started coming. Later, they started bringing their friends. Some started bringing their cousins, family members, and that's how we got here. Basically, what we've been trying to do is we're trying to build relationships with these kids, and more than anything, what we're trying to do is we're trying to show them that we care about them, that we love them, and that we are really planning on staying with them. We're thinking about working with them, trying to help them develop spiritual qualities, and we're also worried about their not only their spiritual growth, but also their academic, their emotional growth, and a lot of practical sides to it. Working with their families, spending time with them. We write letters during the week. We see them at least once a week on Sundays when we bring them to church. Also, we make phone calls, and we also try to help them with practical things such as homework, perhaps computer skills, whatever it is that we can do to help them. What we're trying to do is make ourselves available so that they and their families can just take advantage of it. On top of spending time with them, one specific thing that we do on Sundays is we pick them up early in the morning, we bring them to church, and every Sunday afternoon what we do is we just spend time with them, we have lunch together, and then we take them home.
We get a lot of opportunities to teach them about manners, how they should present themselves, being kind to one another, building a body of believers right now specifically among them, and hopefully later on to Bethel and beyond. For me personally, the most important thing that we've done is that we have gotten the opportunity to spread the gospel of faith alone in Christ alone to these kids who had never heard it before. And as far as we can tell, many of them have believed that. So that's been a huge impact that we've been able to have through God's grace. And also, here's an example. The kids are growing in discipleship because of what they're learning at Bethel. I have 2 kids that are in my class. They were sitting around one day, and one of them says, "I can't do it," the typical "I can't" answer. And another that also attends Bethel says, "You've got to remember determination." So they're definitely getting it, and they're growing.
I'm Stephen Ladd, and I work with Hugo, Amanda, and Stephen Rogers with the North Tyler kids. I help pick them up and take them home along with Stephen, and I really enjoy doing it. I have taught here in Tyler for the district for 5 or 6 years, and it's been especially fun and rewarding to have some of my own students that I have in my classroom start attending Bethel. And this was after I had started working with Hugo and Amanda. Some of her students were related to some of mine, and it all worked out. It was really great to see how God worked in that way. At school, they're excited. I have one of my boys who asks me every Sunday if we're going to be coming to pick him up, which now he doesn't ask that anymore, he just comes. But they kind of promote it, and I've had some of my other students actually ask if they could come, and so it's an exciting opportunity.
What TYLERReach really needs right now is a specific person who'd like to be a meal coordinator. Every Sunday, like we've already said, we have a meal with the kids. Sometimes I prepare it with the girls, sometimes we go out to a restaurant, but every chance that I can get to be with the kids rather than cooking is really better. So we're looking for someone who would be willing to make a meal or find people that will make meals and share that meal with us so that the kids can have experiences with other Bethelites.
Also, perhaps you would like to give a donation to the church, specifically for TYLERReach ministry. That's another area how you can help us. But I would like to emphasize the fact that what we're trying to do, once again I'll say, is to develop relationships. So we are looking forward to spend time with you and the kids after church.
We may, in the near future, need people who would be willing to help us transport. The first step there would be just coming along with us and experiencing being with the kids and riding in the van. Also, on Wednesdays, as we said, we take kids to church and then take them back home as well after youth. So we could use some people who might be willing to transport in that regard.
And of course, we're always we need your prayers. We need you to pray for the ministry to grow, for these kids, for their families, and for safety, because we're always transporting kids from church to their homes and vice versa.